Geodes are holes within the underground rock in which beautiful crystals form. Geodes form because minerals dissolved within the groundwater percolate into the cavity and slowly accumulate on the inside of that hole, forming those crystals, often over millions of years. Amethyst crystals often grow within geodes, as you can see with this example here. All of these beautiful crystals have grown inwards into this hole in this rock that once was deep underground. As the crystals grow, they grow into one another and form this dense coating, and this develops as a nodule that can be dug up. I've got a couple of geode nodules here, and if I hit them with a hammer, we should be able to see what's inside. So let's have a quick go. Wow, look at all these beautiful crystals in front of this geode. Who would have thought all of these beautiful white crystals were inside what looked like an ordinary rock? It's pretty amazing to think what could be hidden underground. You can grow your very own geodes in your classroom or at home. It's a slightly different process to how they form, but nevertheless it shows how these beautiful crystals can develop. To grow your own geode, all you need is a bag of alum. This is available in supermarkets as well as online. You need some eggshells. You have to be really careful in creating these. What you need to do is boil an egg or two, and with the supervision of a responsible adult, very carefully cut the egg in half lengthways. I used a bread knife with a slight sawing action to slowly cut into the egg. You need to end up with these longitudinal half sections, such as this. Then get a large beaker or jam jar, and ideally, if possible, use distilled water. You can use mineral water or tap water, but distilled water will generally work much better. Then you need some food colouring, some glue, a tiny little pebble, if you can find one, and a spoon. First, get one of your eggshells and very carefully then apply some glue to the inside of the eggshell. I'm just using regular craft glue. I've got a piece of cardboard here to help apply it. You can use a brush as well. Try and get a nice coating of glue all the way through your eggshell. This is very important. You'll see why in a second. Then get your little pebble and apply a little bit of glue to your pebble. This is really important because you're going to need your eggshell to sink. So put the pebble on the inside, and then if you can, very carefully cover the top of your pebble with a bit more glue. So the whole inside of your eggshell is nice and sticky. Then the next bit is quite fun. You can get some of your alum and you have to sprinkle this very carefully all the way through the inside of your eggshell. You've got to get a completely even coating of alum all the way through. I'm just jiggling it around a little bit and hopefully, yep, there should be a nice coating of alum all the way through that eggshell. This is really important because all of these little particles of alum will form the focus of the crystals that you're going to grow. Next, you need to get some warm or hot water and dissolve as much alum as you possibly can to make a saturated solution. A saturated solution means that no more alum will dissolve. I'll just keep mixing this until no more will dissolve inside this solution. I think you can probably take a little bit more. Let's try a couple more spoonfuls. And I think our solution then should be saturated. There we go. I think that's about as much as we're going to be able to dissolve in that amount of water. The next bit is optional. You don't have to apply a food colouring, but I would recommend doing so because it'll make your crystals even more beautiful. I'm going to use purple food colouring, so my geode looks a little bit like this amethyst that we saw earlier. So let's put in a few drops. There we go. We'll give that a mix and make that nice and purple. When the glue on your eggshell is completely dry, which generally takes about 24 hours, you're then ready to put your eggshell into the solution of alum. Then wait a few days and see what happens. You should start to have crystals develop on the inside of your eggshell. Join me in 2 weeks' time to see the results of my experiment here, and send in photos of your geodes as they grow in your classroom or at home. Email them to classroom@darwin200.com. Good luck, and thank you for taking part in growing your very own geode.